let's build a typical fabrication drawing within BluePrint. So what we're going to do is create a new drawing, and then there's a task pane that appears over on the right hand side. So it's a way of steering you to what you want to do. So let's create a new fabrication drawing. You obviously set up your defaults as to what sheet size and sheet setups you need. So this is a defaulting to an A3 sheet for me. Now there's a few common elements that you'd want to include on any drawing, namely a sheet border and a title block. Okay. Now everything that I drag and drop from this palette here is template driven. So for title blocks, for example, you can have a number of title blocks within your gallery. So obviously we've got our Saros one here. So things in here, we've got links to websites and email addresses, all that sort of stuff, you know, is implied. You can insert proper images and then group them, you know, with the table. And this table reacts very much like an Excel spreadsheet. So you can insert and split, you know, cells and all that sort of stuff and build this up exactly how you want it. The template is common across all sheet sizes. So for example, if I wanted to change the sheet size here from an A3 to an A2, notice that the nomenclature resizes accordingly. You know, it still hugs the border of the page, and this still appears in the lower right hand corner. So the other thing to say about BluePrint is it knows documentation, it knows what it's doing. So what else will we need on a fabrication drawing? Let's look at the fabrication drawing stencil. We want a drill pattern, so we drag and drop a drill pattern onto our design, and initially it will come in as 1:1, but we can change that and make that 2:1 if we wanted to, or we can unlock the scale and have free scaling. So along with the drill pattern, we're going to need a drill chart, an associated drill chart. So again, the drill chart is a template, and it executes based upon the imported CAD database. So the drill chart here, again, you could include totals or not include totals. You could have a drill chart in metric, in mils, in whatever unit you want. What else might we need? We might need a layer stack up detail or a via stack up detail. So this is another time consuming element typically, where you're having to adjust or change the stack up detail based upon the number of layers that your printed circuit board is made up from. So you'd have a 2-layer, a 4-layer, a 6-layer stack up detail, and then you would change all the prepreg information and the thickness and all that sort of stuff. But of course all that information typically is contained in the CAD database. So if I drag and drop the via stack up detail onto my sheet, we can immediately identify that this is a 4-layer board. It's got some through vias, and it's also got some vias that run from layer 1 to layer 2. Okay, and this via stack up detail is a generic one, and if we magnify the template, you'll notice it's got repeatable sections within it, which expand dependent on the number of layers that it reads from the CAD database. So very clever templates that can be generated, and these are just the standard ones that come supplied with the tool. So in light of this information, wouldn't it be nice if I could split the drill pattern into showing me a drill pattern for the throughs and a drill pattern for the 1-2s? We can do so quite simply. So in here we can change the tool type to include the start and the end layers for the drills, which then will split the drills out. So we've got the same size drills, because these are vias. Some vias run between 1 and 2, and some vias are through. So what we can do is we can adjust the drill pattern to exclude, I go into here, so everything in the CAD database is available to us. So I can exclude the 1-2 drills from within that drill pattern. So that will knock those out from that view, and I can do the same thing within the drill chart. So in the drill chart, same thing. Let's go into the source here and knock out the layer 1-2 drills. Okay, so I've got a drill pattern and a drill chart that match for the throughs, and of course I can change the thing here. So what I want to do now is do a drill pattern for the 1-2s. Okay, so all I would do here is do the same thing as I did before, but in reverse basically. So I would knock out the through vias on this one. Yeah, there we go. And then so there's only how many is there? 3, 6, 9. So there's only 9 of them. So if I bring in the drill chart, the default drill chart, and then knock out from the drill chart the through vias again. Actually, I'll take off all the drills and just put the 1-2s on. That's how that works. Yeah. Okay. So there's my 9 vias between 1 and 2. The other thing we can do is have a standard set of fabrication notes. These fabrication notes, as you can see, are working with an internal spell checker, are formatted exactly how you'd like them to be. You can split the note block across multiple sheets and so on and so forth. Say you've got a note that references holes, for example, as we have here. What we can do is we can create a call out on that note by number. So here's a call out by number, and we can attach that to this view. And what I mean by attaching is it will snap in on a feature within that PCB view, so that if you were to move it, it doesn't leave the call out behind. Okay, it's always moving with it. The other thing that we can do within the note section, because there's a dedicated toolbar up here for notes, is we can move notes up and down. And notice that if you do choose to move notes up and down, or make notes a sub-level of a previous note, notice that it will change the call out accordingly. So no longer are you losing track of which note refers to which call out. Also, you can probably see here that we have an inbuilt spell checker as well. So, you know, straight out of Word, and you can add some of these words, you know, you don't want it to see as a spelling mistake, into the dictionary, so it works with a dictionary. So we've just been sort of clicking around and dragging and dropping stuff onto this fabrication drawing, and it's looking pretty good. Okay.